Welcome to Vikings football with head coach Bruce Barnum as the Portland State Vikings are getting ready to begin a 6-week run through the Big Sky. They come off a bye week, and the Vikings play 6 in a row against Big Sky opponents starting this Saturday against Weber State, Hillsborough Stadium, 2 p.m. Come on out and watch the Vikings. You can also watch it on ESPN+. Coach, you're at the midpoint. You got a little time off. What went on during that bye week, and probably resetting some priorities for what you want the team to accomplish these next 6 weeks?
Yeah, I'm kind of treating it like season 2, Mike. I've never had 2 byes in the same year, so kind of reset, plug some more people in, pull some guys from defense, move them to offense, just making sure we have our personnel right. Got them rounded up. I like the energy, but that's how we're going to attack it. So.
All right, the Vikings come off a game 2 weeks ago against Eastern Washington, a one-score game. They lost up there at Cheney. Coach, the Eagles ran the ball well against the Vikings, but the one thing the Vikings brought, and they seem to be increasing week to week, is some big plays on defense. You forced 3 turnovers, you got 3 sacks. Talk about how that is progressing defensively and how important that is to your team.
Well, very important. I mean, they're coming together and they're playing with energy, Mike, and they're in the right spots. And now they're making plays more than they were. So the process hasn't been, quite as quick as we wanted, but we're still getting better every week. And playing a bunch of young and new people. So, and that's what you're seeing on the field. So we're hoping to bring that into the final 6-pack.
I noticed that was the last thing you said to the team in the team huddle here right at the end of practice to the defense. Bring that energy, and that makes a difference.
It does for the whole team. How they play, how they act, it's kind of guided us home, away, practice, just the energy they bring to the field.
All right, and offensively, the Vikings also getting better week to week. Your quarterback seems to really be getting comfortable. Last 2 games, he's thrown for over 500 yards, couple touchdowns, only 1 interception, and that was at the end in kind of a desperation mode. So how is he feeling in the offense now that he's getting that experience?
I would say settling in, and that's a positive thing. Getting more comfortable with terminology, etc. We have to add to that now and be able to run the football a little better.
Okay, and as you approach Weber State, you said it right there. You want to run it a little better. Weber State has given up some yards in the run. The Vikings have given up some yards in the run, but the pass defense for Portland State has been very, very good, holding teams under 200 yards. What elements are you approaching with your defense, knowing that Weber State's got a really good run game in attacking them on run defense?
Weber State, period, well coached. They have one of my favorite coaches, Coach Cowser. Remember him?
Mm-hmm. That's right. I noticed him, assistant coach James Cowser. I noticed him, and all I could think was, I'm glad he's coaching and not playing.
Yeah. He was a hell of a football player, hell of a person. But him, you got Coach Dale on the other side, and the mighty Mickey Mintle. What they do is solid. I think they have some of the same issues we do, being banged up. There's some people that are in there too deep at the beginning of the year that aren't there now. So they're dealing with, I think, a little bit of what the Vikings were dealing with during camp. We just dealt with it a little earlier than most. But they are who they are. They're tough. Brent Myers, their old line guy, I've known for a few moons. And I think they'd be like us if they could run the ball every snap.
Well, and as we look at their offense, they lost their quarterback, Jackson Gilkey, to an injury. And he was a run-pass quarterback. He ran the ball a lot. In fact, number 2 in rushing. Didn't play last week. He won't play. He's out for the remainder of the year. They bring in their new quarterback, Dijon Jennings. He threw the ball very well against Sacramento State, but it kind of makes him a little different on offense because he's not as run-oriented. What do you see in their approach coming against the Vikings?
Well, I'm not sure, a little unknown there, honestly, because I'm not sure it fits with the system that they're used to and they want to run. And no issues on that kid. Obviously, he's a hell of a football player if he's on their team, and he did well last week. They just got behind, and I don't think it was the kind of game and weather-wise,
I heard it was quite a downpour.
I heard they had it was raining a bit, but we'll see what they do. Like, and I referenced before, coaches on both sides of football, a lot of respect. Like we're doing. I told you today, you came over and said, "What are you doing?" We're putting one together. I'm sure they're doing the same thing.
You know, we talked about it a lot. Do you see success in the running game as the key to victory for either side?
We have to build. I know we have to be able to run the football better, Mike. Just makes things easier. You're not asking John to throw for 400 yards to win a game. So running the football and back to it, you know, because the field position, I thought we've done a pretty good job with that. It's not paying off yet, but between that and taking care of the football, we'll see if we can go up against Wildcats and sneak one on them.
All right. And, you know, you talked about the passing game. You've had a lot of young receivers have to step up, take on bigger roles, and do quite well. Zachary Dotson-Green being one of them. You know, you put Crew Newman at wide receiver. You have a lot of guys who have stepped up. How do you feel about that young group? Some of the guys, hey, let's be honest, some of the guys are walk-ons that you have playing out there, and they're being productive.
And there's others. Andre Miller.
Yeah.
They're brought over Kennan this week from defense. They're making mistakes, Mike, and I grabbed, I think, one of them. I don't want to name names after the one of our game a couple weeks ago, or 3 or 4 weeks ago. I said, "You're our guy. I'm going to keep throwing you back in. Just don't make the same mistake twice." So, and that's what we tried to polish out these last 2 weeks of practice. Had 6 good practices. If we play, when we play like we practiced, we'll have a shot Saturday.
And the other guy we didn't mention, he's the veteran. He's finally healthy. Terrence LaVille had a great game at Eastern Washington, over 100 yards and a touchdown. And so that veteran leadership's got to be key as well.
It is, and you know we forget him because he's so damn quiet and he's got so much humility. But he has some great catches. Got us out of some trouble. Got us out of a backed up situation. And, you saw exactly what T. Love is here for. He's just been banged up. So it's good to see him healthy finally.
All right, Coach. It's the middle of October. We got that low, bright sun. We got that cold east wind. Feels like football season, the second season for the Vikings. What are you looking for here Saturday and for the 6 weeks to come?
One at a time. Talking to him about that. Energy. From our defense, we have to match it on the other side of the football and go out and play a clean game, see what happens. Like I said, I like how our youth is playing, and they know they're our people. You know, I'm not going to open up another can of whoop ass. You're our guys. So let's roll. Let's get this shined up and quit making mistakes and see what we can put together.
All right, the Vikings and Weber State this Saturday. Portland State trending the right direction. They're going to get that win over at Hillsborough Stadium again Saturday, 2 p.m. Vikings and Weber State. You can also watch it on ESPN Plus. And if you're in town, come on down to the Vikings football luncheon on Friday at Old Spaghetti Factory at noon. You can see the coach, you can see a few players, and hear from them as well. For all your information on Vikings football, go to GoVikes.com.
We're gonna rock.